Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Yoga with Isabel. It's me, Isabel. Today we'll have a 30-minute class on how to come into Camel Pose. So let's get started. All right, so let us come to all fours. Having everything stacked. And let's move through some cat-cows. Inhale, drop your belly. And exhale, round. And just moving linearly like this for now. And on your next exhale, round your spine, wag your tail. Make figure eights. Rolling around your neck. Invite any movement that feels intuitive to you. And change the direction. For 3, 2, and 1. Come to stillness here. And take your right foot behind you, right toes to the earth. Square your hips, navel towards your spine. You're going to lift your right foot. Make sure your right foot is just as high as your hip, not higher. Your hips are squared as if there's a block balancing on your sacrum. Bend your right knee and flex your right foot and move through donkey kick. Push away the ceiling. And we're here. Push away the mat for 10, 9. Keep those hips squared. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your right knee to meet your left knee and let's do the clam. Open up your right knee over to the right and close. So we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's just do this again. Not as long though. Take your right foot behind you and do your donkey kick with squared hips for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Push away the mat and 1. Bring your right knee back in and do the clam. Open and close. 8, 7, 6. I'm here with you. I'm struggling with you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your right leg back behind you and bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand in your lizard pose. Your hips are squared. You can use your blocks or come to fingertips or use cans. And lengthen through your spine here. Make sure that left hip is lifted. All right, not sinking towards the earth. Your right toes are pointing to the front of the room. If it's too much on your knees, you can always turn out your toes. And we're just breathing in here. If your toes are facing forward, hug your knee into your tricep. And let's take your right arm up to the sky and bring your right hand to your right thigh. Keep that left hip lifted. Press into your right thigh here and just move your heart gently to the ceiling. So you just move with your sternum, with your heart. That is your point to how you twist, okay, in your back and your back bends. You can stay here, take your right hand behind you, bend that left knee and come to your quad stretch. Gaze behind you, soften your right shoulder. Breathe here, press into that right big toe as well. Allow both shoulders to roll away from your ears, okay? You want space in between your shoulders. Breathing here. For 8, 7, press into that right big toe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently release. Take that right hand to the mat, to the earth, and walk your hands in. Flex that right foot, lengthen through your spine here, square your hips. Breathing here. Nice hamstring stretch. And keeping that right leg as it is, that right hip back, you're going to extend your arms out in front of you. Keep the right foot flexed. Keep a nice bend in your knee. Walk over towards the left side. And just a side stretch. Keep your hips squared. 4, 3, 2, 1. And walk your hands in, back to center, and bend your right knee. Bring your right knee to meet your left knee. And if you have blocks, just place them over to one side. All right, let's do the other side here. Take your left leg behind you. Left toes on the earth, navel towards your spine. Push away the mat. Starting here, lift your right leg and bend your left knee. And push away the ceiling. Keep those hips squared. So if you know me, you know I can't count. I keep you sometimes longer from what you expect. But that's okay. You do as few, you do as many. So we're here for 8, 7, push away the mat, navel in towards your spine. Don't dump into your lower back. You're working on your hamstrings and you're working on your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees to meet and open and close your clam. Knee to the left and bring it back in. For 9, 8, 7, and if you find yourself wobbling, press into that left hand. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the left leg back behind you. Do your donkey kick for 10, 9, 8. Flex that foot. Press the heel to the sky. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let your knees meet, open and close. Press into both hands. Shoulder blades move to the outside of your back. I'm here with you. I'm struggling with you. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that left leg behind you and place your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Having your hands underneath you, hips are squared. I always love to use the blocks. Making sure that knee is underneath your ankle, it's following your second toe. Your hips are squared, you're lengthening through your spine. Just breathing here, enjoy this hip opener. If your toes are pointing to the front of the room, hug your knee into your tricep. You're pressing into the top of your right foot as well. You're trying to keep those hips squared. You're actively stretching. Take your left hand to the sky from here. Inhale. And take your left hand to your left thigh. Keep those hips squared. Press into your left big toe. Move your heart to the sky gently. Soften your shoulders, shoulders away from your ears. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And option to stay where you are. Take the left arm back behind you. Heel to your butt. You can come onto your fingertips. You can stay here. Or you can always just have your fingers point to your toes. You can use a strap. Okay. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. Left hand to the mat. Walk your hands in. Flex that left foot. Lengthen through your spine here. Exhale, heavy seat. Left leg nice and long. Flexing that left foot a lot. Keeping your hips where they are, that left hip is plugged back. Walk your hands over towards the right side. Just a side stretch along your left side body. For 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands back in. And then bend that left knee. And come back to all fours. Perfect. Have your blocks at the front. And let's have our feet together, our knees apart, and take a child's pose for a moment. Nestle your hips here. You can roll side to side on your forehead. And coming to stillness here, bend your elbows and bring prayer hands behind you, fingers pointing down your spine. Opening up your shoulders here. Knowing you can always take intermission, you can always take a break, you can always come to child's pose, drink water, pause the video. This is your session. And gently release your hands out in front of you and come to all fours. And walk your hands towards your knees. Inhale those arms up, reach up to the sky. Exhale, trace your midline, hands to your hips. Step your right foot forward and inhale, arms to the sky. Bring your right hand to your right thigh and crescent over to the right side. Perfect. Keep that left hip lifted. Inhale, bicep tears. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and bring your left foot to meet your right foot in a forward fold, however that looks. Folding over your leg, shaking your head out, yes. Shake your head out, no. And bend your knees generously. Circle your arms all the way up, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, tuck in your pelvis and trace your midline. So I'm just changing my direction. You stay where you are. Your feet can be together or apart. No worries, but just make sure they are hip width distance, so about 2 fists, and that your toes are pointing forward. And if your toes don't touch, your knees don't touch. All right, so inhale, arms up. And then exhale, come to cactus arms. You're going to tuck in your pelvis. All right, and then press your heart forward and take those elbows back. Make sure your elbows are as high as your shoulders. And inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Step that left foot all the way back. Your right foot is still in the lead. And drop your left knee on the mat. Inhale, arms to the sky. From here, pray your hands to heart center and take your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, pressing the tricep into your thigh, the thigh into your tricep. Lift your chest moves to the direction of your thumbs. Breathing here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, come to your downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften your shoulders here. You can always flutter out through your lips. You're going to come over to the left side now and coming to a side plank. Right arm over your ear, gaze to the sky. Have those hips high. You know you can always drop a knee on the mat. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right hand to the mat. And lower onto your belly. Use chest chin or chaturanga. Have the third eye to the mat. Extend your legs back behind you. Fingertips to the outside of the mat. Your elbows are underneath your wrists. Tuck in your pelvis. Your navel is not touching the mat. And kneecaps up your thighs, engaging your thighs. And inhale, let's press up into gecko. Lift your chest. You can be as high, you can be as low. And then we're going to drop our right shoulder to the mat. Bring your right cheek to the earth. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop your left shoulder. Left cheek to the earth. Keep the tops of your feet on the mat. Inhale, lift. Again, drop the right shoulder. Right cheek. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop your left shoulder. If your lower back hurts, it's because you're not engaging that lower body. Kneecaps up your thigh. And then leading with your heart, reach forward, come to a forward fold. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and press up. All fours, walk your hands towards your knees. Inhale, arms up, reach to the ceiling. Exhale, trace your midline and step the left foot forward. Inhale, arms up, soften your shoulders. Bring your left hand to your left thigh and crescent gently to the left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck and lift your back toes and bring your right foot to meet your left foot, coming to your forward fold. Shaking your head out, yes. Shaking your head out, no. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Bend your knees generously and circle your arms all the way up, lengthen through your spine. Tuck in your pelvis and exhale, trace your midline. Inhale, arms up. Come to those cactus arms, wrists underneath your elbows, elbows in line with shoulders, and tuck in your pelvis and push your heart to the ceiling. Elbows move back, back bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your right foot back all the way. Inhale, bring your arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, twist to the left. Bring your right tricep to the outside of your left thigh, moving your heart to your thumbs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Come to your downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Check out your heels. Are they pedaling towards the earth maybe? You can move your hips a little bit. Always invite some movement. And from here, we're going to spread out our fingers and roll to the right side. You can always have your left foot in front of you. You can always drop your right knee to the mat. Lifting your hips, extending your left fingers to the front of the room. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand to the mat. Come to your dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften your shoulders. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower all the way. Third eye to the mat. Extend your legs. Bring your fingers to the outside of your mat, elbows underneath your wrists. Tuck in your pelvis and inhale, lift up into gecko. Pressing into your fingertips. Same thing here. Drop your right shoulder, drop your right cheek. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, drop your left cheek. Inhale, lift. One more time, each side. Press into your fingertips. Kneecaps up your thighs. Drop the right shoulder, right cheek. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop the left shoulder, drop the left cheek. Inhale, lift. Roll back your shoulders, lead with your sternum, and come to a forward fold. Perfect. Hands to the outside of your chest, lift your hips. Inhale, press up all fours, and come to your downward dog. Beautiful. Move around your hips here, invite anything, invite any movements. And inhale, come to plank. Drop your knees and sit back to a rabbit's pose. Arms beside you, tops of your hands on the mat. Forehead to the mat. Knees are together, feet are together. Softening here. Taking a moment. We'll be moving up the trajectory of our practice. So just keep in mind, you can always modify it. You can always drop a knee, whatever you need. Coming onto your shins, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, trace your midline. Have your hands to your hips. Step your right foot forward. Tuck your back toes and reach your arms up. Reach up to your high lunge. Perfect. Left kneecap up your thigh. From here, come into T arms, hinge forward. And take your arms behind you to power lunge. Palms face the sky. And again, T-arms, palms face the earth. And then inhale, slope your arms up to come back to your high lunge. Soften your shoulders. We're going to do that again. Hinge forward. Come to T-arms. Take your arms behind you, power lunge. Palms face the sky. Inhale, come to T-arms and slope your way up. High lunge. Reach forward, have your hands to the mat, and you can pivot, coming to your forward fold. Feet meet, toes meet. You can shake your head out, yes. You can shake your head out, no. Walking your hands over to the right side, hold onto your right wrist, and inhale, sunflower yourself all the way up, bringing your arms above head. Exhale, release your arms beside you. Tadasana. So feet together or feet apart, doesn't matter. Just know if your feet are not touching, then your knees are not touching. And inhale, let's bring our arms up to the sky, soften your shoulders, and come to your chair pose, sitting back. Bring weight to all four corners of your feet. Nice. Spread out your toes, drop your toes. Feet are together, glue your knees together. And from here, you're going to lift that left heel and take your left foot all the way behind you, the slower the better, to come to your high lunge. And if you wobble, you're in good company. Beautiful. Reach your hands forward, take your arms back, come to your power lunge. Again, come to T-arms and reach up, high lunge. One more time. Exhale, hinge forward, come to T-arms, take your arms back, power lunge. Inhale, come to T-arms and slope your way up. Tuck in your pelvis, soften your shoulders. Drop that left knee, just tap it, and bring the hands to the mat, and come to plank or all fours, and take your vinyasa, or none at all. Back bend of choice. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, come to your plank. Exhale, drop your knees to the mat, and bring your hips to your heels. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, trace your midline, hands to your hips, step that left foot forward. Inhale, arms up to the sky, tuck your back to lift your back knee. High lunge. I love lunges. They're great for balance. They are great lower body strengtheners, stabilizers. And you're growing from your torso, your arms. Reach forward, come to a T-arms, and take your arms behind you to come into your power lunge. Inhale, T-arms, keep that right kneecap up your thigh, and inhale, slope your arms up, high lunge. We're doing this again. Reach forward, come to T, take your arms behind you, power lunge. Nice. Inhale, come to T, and slope your way up. Beautiful. And reaching your arms forward, bring your hands to the mat, and take your right foot to meet your left foot. Forward fold. Breathing here. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Bend your knees generously and circle your arms all the way up. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, trace your midline, arms beside you. Big toes touch, heels apart. Inhale, arms to the sky. And then exhale, take your chair pose. Sit back. Take your thumbs back and soften your shoulders. Chin is slightly lifted. And from here, you're going to lift your right heel and slow motion, take that right leg back all the way to your high lunge. Beautiful. And if you wobble, you're in good company. Reach forward, come to T-arms, power lunge, take it back. Inhale, T-arms, keep the right kneecap up your thigh and slope it up. You have one more. Reach forward, come to T-arms, take it back. Inhale, T, and slope up. Drop your right knee, tap it to the mat. And from here, bring your hands to the earth, come to plank. Vinyasa or none at all. We'll meet in a downward dog. Perfect. Oops, we forgot to do one thing, but that's fine. We'll even ourselves out. Let us roll to the right side and do another side plank. We forgot our sunflower on the left side, So we're just going to come to a side plank and reach up and bring those left fingers to the earth. That's fine. Everyone makes mistakes. No big deal. And we have to even ourselves out. So we're going to take our left hand to the mat and roll to the left side and do another side plank, having those hips high. For 3, 2, 1. Right hand to the mat. And then just drop your knees. Walk your hands to your knees. Take a moment here. Roll back your shoulders. Roll around your wrists. And change the direction. So we're going to come into our camel now. You'll have different versions of camel. You've done all the work. Your lower body is nice and strong. You know to move through your sternum. And yeah, that's it. Blocks are always great. You can always use books or cans or none. You'll be fine. So your feet can be untucked or tucked, totally up to you. Okay? And have your blocks on the outside of your feet. I like my toes untucked, my whole foot on the mat because I just feel more stable. All right. So from here, you're going to tuck in your pelvis and lift through your chest. So everything below your hips is stable. It's your anchor. You're not moving. Well, you are moving, but not so much. You're not arching in your lower back. You lead through your sternum. So you want to try in camel to always have your hips underneath your knees, because if your hips fly forward, you're going to crunch in your lower back a lot. So remember, lead through your sternum. And if you're lucky, you have a mirror in front of you, you can always check your alignment. So hands to back pocket, tuck in your pelvis, lift your chest, and then lead with your sternum, heart to the sky. And you can release your head behind you. Staying here. For 2, 4, 1. Inhale, come up. Okay, so whenever you're free, it's so much more work than having your hands on the blocks or your feet. So no, you are doing a lot of work. It doesn't have to look like an Instagram model. You are an Instagram model. You are strong. Hands to your back pocket, tuck in your pelvis, inhale, lift your chest, and peel your heart to the sky. You can now bring your hands to blocks if you have them. And drop your head back. Make sure those hips stay underneath their knees. For 3, press into the tops of your feet. 2, lead with your sternum. And 1, tuck your chin, reach those arms up. There is nothing harder than being a beginner. I just want to say that. Basics for me are always very challenging. They require so much strength. So this is the first time you're doing this, fancy clap. You're doing amazing. And if you're like me, that's maybe a little bit more mobile, this is very challenging to stay strong. So again, knees, tops of your feet pressing into the earth, tuck in your pelvis, lift through your spine. You're going to have the option here to touch your heels. Some people tuck their toes and reach to their heels like that. Okay? So you're going to have that option. I'm untucking my toes. Tuck your pelvis, inhale, lift your chest, and lead with your sternum. Move back. Hands move towards your heels. Drop your head. You can take a sneak peek. Make sure your hips stay underneath your knees. Breathing here. For 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin. And come onto your shins. Press up. Hard work and trace your midline. Come to your heels. Move left to right, right to left. And we're just going to move into a rabbit pose, bringing our hands towards our heels, releasing your forehead to the mat. And just breathing here. Just relieve anything in the back. Counter stretch. Camel is definitely not easy. Lots of lower body strength. And on your inhale, walk your hands in, press into your hands. And let's take our legs out in front of us. Extend those legs nice and long and reach up to the sky. And come to a forward fold. So it would be a shame to not do any more core work and a core work twist. So we're going to just bust that out right now. All right, inhale, arms up. And exhale, trace your existential circumference, your illumination, your light. Bend your knees, and we're going to start with our hands behind our thighs, behind our knees. And lift your chest now. You have a nice open chest. Roll back your shoulders. Toes on the mat, heels are lifted. And you're just going to lift one foot at a time. Okay, so this is enough. Keep the chest lifted. You're just starting your boat. Now you can do both feet at the same time. You can fully extend your legs here. And we're going to pause. You can pause anywhere. You can pause with your knees bent. You can pause with your toes on the earth and your heels lifted. Or you can pause with legs extended now and reach your arms up to the sky. Perfect boat. Lift your chin slightly. Kneecaps up your thigh. Point your toes. And from here, bend your knees. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg and twist, opening up to the right side. Nice, beautiful. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees. Come back to boat. Extend. Lift your chest. And you're going to bend your knees. Take your right hand to the outside of that left leg and twist. Have those right toes point to the front. Inhale, bring your knees back in. Come to your boat. Reach up. And then reach your legs all the way out in front of you. Reach to the sky and come to a forward fold. Beautiful, everyone. Great work. And just walk your hands in. Cross your legs. And reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, trace. Lower all the way. Again, once more. Inhale, lift. And twist to the right. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, trace to your midline. Take a pause. Change your legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, trace. Just cooling down. Nothing else up my sleeve. Inhale, arms to the sky, and exhale, twist to the left. Keep those sit bones planted onto the earth. You just twist with your sternum. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, trace. Hands to the sky. And bring prayer hands to heart center. Thumbs pressing into your sternum, connecting with your core, your essence, your light. Thank you so much for joining me on our journey, on our practice of back bends. And I hope to hear from you soon. Please like and subscribe. And you can leave any comments in the comments section if there's anything you want us to work on. Or if you have any comments, the class. Thank you.